This is Pauper to the People. I am Nate. With me is finally, after 2 weeks of being missing, Peter
Hello?
Who's that?
and Chris
Hi.
and Dan.
Hey.
And Mr. Plummer will be joining us later on in the show. He's currently at band practice and stuff for the set review because it is set review time.
Funny how fast these things creep up on you.
Yes. So how was your weekend been, Chris?
Top 4 to the premiere event. Pretty sweet. We'll go over that in the show
Nice.
notes. Yeah. And, yeah, other than that, just on the job search still. I got a call from my dream company, so hopefully I get that job.
Yeah,
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
it's good. Peter, what have you been up to?
Actually, I've been up to play Vex Magic again. Started doing a lot of that, brewing with my Pauper stuff again.
Yeah.
And not so much Pauper stuff this weekend, a lot of EDH, and I end up, fancy fact, I'm a whole year older now, so yay.
What are you up to, Dan?
24 only.
24, yeah.
I had a crazy weekend which did not involve any magic. Only huge amounts of liquor, pretty much.
Oh, there you go.
Liquor and strippers? Sounds like my kind of weekend.
More liquor than strippers.
It's still a good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about finding the right ratio.
Yeah. What have I done this weekend? Played EDH, been messing around with Delver, kind of coming up with, I'm still I'm using my list, but after playing your list, Chris, I made some changes to my Delver list. So I kind of got a Delver list mix in between mine and your list. And got into a little show on Netflix called Arrow, which shows
About time.
freaking amazing. So I was watching that, and then I went to the wrestling pay-per-view at Ultimate Sports Bar on Sunday night with my brother. Got to listen to everyone speculate on matches and all that stuff. But yeah, that's all I did. Nothing much. Just trying to stay warm, that's the big thing, because right now in Minnesota it is freaking cold and they're canceling school and it sucks because I work nights and need to sleep during the day. So with my son home, it's not fun trying to sleep. It's hard. So, but before we get into the set review, we are going to go over the other stuff quick. I got some good reads, metagame updates, our finance section with Dan, and we got a quick rage of the week, and then we're going to go into the set review. So that's kind of the direction we're going because the set review is going to take a bit. In good reads this week, we have an article, both articles from MTGO Strat. One is the Thoughtcast article, Improving Design Choices. It just basically goes over building a deck and improving on decks and all that. And then... So it's a pretty good article. I read that one during the last BioLife donation. Pretty sweet. Haven't read. Then this article was posted by Dan. I haven't read it yet, but what is it, Dan?
It is another article by Hitti, a Swedish guy who is a student of philosophy. So it's about virtues and vice, which is a philosophy theory term that... why too much friendliness and why too little friendliness is bad for Magic. Pretty much, it's an interesting read, and it's the first part of a series about virtues and vices in Magic.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, looks like a good article. I'll probably pick that one up.
Very different from any other Magic writing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read, like, so far Hitti's articles, I've really liked them just because they talk about strategy and stuff, but it's a different take on the same article, the same subject matter, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Does a pretty good job with that. So there's that article there, so check it out. And then two metagame things I found here. First is the premiere. And
how many of them fired, Chris?
I think they all fired this weekend. Maybe
All
not.
five?
Maybe not the Saturday 11:30 one. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Would they list
Oh,
all 5 if they fired?
I think so. I don't. I don't know whether they. If I know 4 of them fired at least, and the same ones
Yeah.
that
Because
were
4 are
as
listed.
before. Okay, well, maybe the 5th didn't fire. I'm not I fell asleep early that night, so I wasn't watching.
And yeah, this premiere I simply dubbed as Delver Says No.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's what 3 Delver lists?
In the top, and if you go down the list, it's just more Delver lists.
Yeah,
It's like
Some
Delver.
blue control list.
Yeah, it's like it's
there's
either
three,
blue.
three Delvers in a mono blue control in the top 8. Shuffle off 5 has made top
Yeah,
8 3.
yeah.
I think he's made top 8 3 times now with his deck,
Nice.
which is pretty nice. He always seems to lose in the first round though of the top 8.
Yeah,
Although this one, I guess he actually won in the first round of the top 8.
yeah,
And so yeah, he's getting really frustrated with it because he wins. He goes the 7 hours it takes to do that, and then he wins and he earns less packs than he would if he 4-0'd a daily.
yeah.
So
But yeah, so it's just I dubbed this one Delver Says No because of all the blue. So I just find it funny.
Kana won the second one with mono blue control.
No,
And
Kana-
Is it
Kana-
Delver?
yeah, Seikana won the second one with blue red control.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. He was formerly on like a list that was almost identical to my Delver list, and then he went over this blue red control, and he completely crushed me. This is an awful matchup for Delver. So if you want to beat Delver, you play this list. Because I never stood a chance against him when I played him he was who I lost to in the top 4, and he 2-0'd me, and he 2-0'd me pretty freaking handily too. Yeah.
There are 3 premium events listed, and the third one is won by the god of Delver himself, Messel. Not playing days.
Yeah,
Not
still not
playing
playing days.
days.
Still not playing days.
So, and then we have we have the standard Pauper. It's the metagame is still diverse. It's not really leaning towards any decks. It's still bouncing all over the place. So I got a feeling we're gonna see changes once Born of Gods drops, but I don't.
Have you seen the spoilers? I don't think things are going to change that much.
I don't think yeah, it might change a little bit, but basically in first place we have a hexproof deck. And then we have Eye Candy in standard Pauper form. We got a white weenie, a mono black devotion, mono black, Celestia aggro, blue white recursion, and mono white. So it's the standard Pauper metagame is still pretty much isn't being dominated by one deck. So that's kind of cool.
The SPDC is down now, I think. Am I right?
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. How the guy who was hosting it can't do it anymore.
Yeah, so it doesn't have a host, which is bad for all US standard Pauper players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have to start getting up early or whatever to get staying up late to do those other ones.
Well, no, the
It's in the middle of the
MPDCs.
day.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
the middle of the day. You can't play in the US. Like it fires like 11 a.m. or something my time.
Uh-huh.
So it sucks. I mean,
Yeah. So
It
Yeah.
says the SPDC has 5 hosts, but none of them are
doing
hosting
anything?
it.
Well, that's not good.
That's weird.
So yeah, that's basically all the meta. Or Chris's top 4 here.
Yep. This one was won by the Kana, I think. This guy's name. Who else is in this? Yeah, Affinity. That was. Affinity is constantly placing too. That's like the other big deck in the metagame.
Yeah.
Is Affinity.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
you gotta
deck.
watch out for that. This guy Capoeira or whatever has placed. He's done top 4 of multiple premier events with his list. His Perilous Affinity list. It's very good.
Yeah.
I played him in the
Sweet.
Swiss too, and he crushed me. That was like my round 1 of the Swiss. I'm like, God dang it. I'm going to start off 0-1. That's never good to start out.
Yeah.
Another Affinity in 5th.
Yep, and in 6th. And then we have Tron in 7th.
Yeah. So, looks like when it comes to premier events, everything is staying pretty much similar to the daily events used to be. So,
Messel top 8 did that one too.
Yeah, he lost to the I think he lost to Infinity build.
Right.
It's pretty understandable for Delvers. Affinity's one of the rougher matchups.
yeah, it is. It can be done, but it's more grindy.
So you have to have a very specific set of cards. And I actually beat in the top 8, the round 1 of the top 8. I beat Affinity, the Angel CN list.
Yeah.
That's there. I beat him, but I'm not gonna lie, I nut drew the crap out of him. I was talking like 2 flip Delvers on turn 3 and beating down with Spell Stutter, Cloud of Fairies, Counterspell, Exclude, nonsense shenanigans. I nut drew him.
So in other words, the conditions were right.
Yeah, the conditions were exactly right. And I did it 2 games in a row too, so.
Yeah.
I think one of the games he stumbled on mana, so that's what really got him. Yeah, if they get the right combination of cards, you can't actually win against them if you're an Elven player. Also, why do these people keep leaving and fling against me? I don't understand this. This is so bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And I get so frustrated. I don't play around fling after sideboards. I just assume they take it out. So maybe that's why is they know that I'm not going to play around fling.
They leveled you.
Yeah. No, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Set review. Set review.
And actually, what's after that? We have just a little quick fix on MTGO Finance update, Dan.
Yeah, it's all about the flashback drafts. The next week it's mirrored in, and the week after that is Invasion. So pick up those cards at the end of those drafts and sell them now if you haven't. Smash the Smithereens is going crazy, so sell that if you have extra copies. Of the old flashback drafts that have been for the last 6 weeks, some cards still haven't taken off, so some cards could be picked up and some have. So if you're looking for 100-200%, you should probably sell now, and like an Earth could possibly go a lot higher still. Yeah, set review time.
Yes. Set review. We're gonna go through all the commons in the set for Bourne of the Gods, and we're gonna compare them to. We're gonna compare them for standard Pauper because unless something really pops up, that could be a thing in Classic. So just kind of going to go with that. You can follow on MTG Salvation and Gathering Magic. I'm assuming we're going to use Gathering Magic, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because we can sort out the commons. You can filter commons out with Salvation, so.
Anti-shout out to Salvation and Mythic Spoiler for not having a sort function by rarity.
Yeah. That's why I like Gathering Magic so much, though, because you can actually sort it, so.
I actually did not know that Gathering Magic could even do that. So.
Yep.
I didn't know that either.
They have a filter. They have a filter on theirs.
That is freaking sweet.
Yeah. But also, in some cases, there's about a few set reviews where Gathering Magic has been slower in updating theirs, too, so. But they're on the ball this time, so we can use it. So basically, that's what we're doing. Then color assignments are already down here, gentlemen. I think Dan's going first with white.
Yeah, I want to start by thanking Brennan and Avery61, who have been helping me out. Brennan is running the Standard Pauper show on YouTube, where he has reviewed all the cards. Let's start with Akroan Skyguard. For 1 and white, you get a 1/1 flyer that has heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Akroan Skyguard, put a +1/+1 counter on him. This should see play in the White Weenie decks, but not necessarily auto-include, says one of my sources here. I think this will be played.
Yeah, that's like a cheaper Wingsteed Rider. Right,
Yes,
you're just
and
looking
it's
to go
a great
off the flyer.
complement to it.
Yep. So I think it's fine.
It is a bit fragile until it actually starts growing.
Yeah, you do kind of weaken yourself to electricity there, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah, heroic looks better on in theory than it actually plays.
Ain't that the truth?
Plays really great in limited.
I bet. We are moving to Elite Skirmisher then. This is 2 mana and a white, so 3 total for 3/1. Has heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Elite Skirmisher, you may tap target creature. So it dies to any blocker if it can't tap it down. With an effect that you should probably use on a Crown Skyguard instead.
Yeah.
I don't see this.
Right,
being played
yeah,
a lot.
no, this is bad. Can you guys add Chris to the call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hi, Chris!
Hi there.
The boss is here! Alright, we gotta start messing around, guys.
This is Pauper to the people of, I don't know, what episode are we on?
140.
666.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
Actually, 141.
We miss you,
Don't
Chris.
let me interrupt you, Dan. Keep going.
We miss you, Chris. We can't.
Yeah, come back.
We were just talking
to
about
us.
some really bad card. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's just a
you're
bad
Elite
card
Skirmisher.
anyway.
You're so much You're so much better than
It's
this bad
getting
card.
worse.
That
We
sounds
are
like
now
it's
going
white.
Yes.
Yes.
Fact.
Chris, you get to do your black cards again, so.
Yeah. Cool.
Ifara's Radiance.
Boo. Can you just skip this one?
I think I would be better off without it.
It's an aura. An enchanted creature has pay a lot of mana, gain 3 life. So if you put this on the Inspired Dude, Ureko's Sun Guide, you will get a shitload of life every turn. Okay, moving on to next card. How do I pronounce this?
Excoriate.
Okay.
How the hell
Excoriate?
did Nate pronounce that right?
That's what I had to pause and just like let that sink in going, Nate said it right.
The same host who coined the phrase Ethel Armor just pronounced
Armor?
excoriate properly.
It's like
They're
the
better
world
than
stopped
me.
for a moment to comprehend. It's like, wait, he does understand the English language. He can speak it.
What does excoriate even mean?
It means to exile a tapped creature for 3 and a white.
Apparently.
Garbage is what it means.
Yeah, that's what the card does. 3 and a white, exile target type creature. It's a sorcery.
Yeah, no.
And
Pretty
as an
bad.
instant, it would probably see play.
No, because Divine Verdict is just strictly better, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the White Edict all day, every day.
Well, it's not the.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's not the
could-
White Edict.
You
It's not
could get a
Celestial Flare,
utility
right?
creature with this, right?
Yeah, I guess
If it was
so.
an instant.
I was thinking of Divine Verdict, which is better. Formal Censure or Criticize Severely. Yeah, that's a horrible card.
Yeah.
Anyway, bad card.
And then we have Great Heart, which is a Pillarfield Ox, 3 and a white for 2/4 creature. And no, that doesn't make the cut into any deck.
Yeah.
When it comes to limited, it does, though. Kind of.
doesn't.
Well,
Barely.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad either.
No, it doesn't. It's just awful. It's bad.
So
If
let's
you need
go.
another white creature.
Griffin Defender
Dreamfinder.
for 2 white and 3, total of 5. You get a 1/4 flyer. Griffin Dreamfinder. When Griffin Dreamfinder enters the battlefield, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand.
Because Auramancer wasn't enough.
Yeah, Armasters wasn't good enough. We're gonna turn this into a 1/4 flyer. Just make an Armaster.
Yeah. no.
Auramaster seems a lot better than this guy.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's a lot cheaper, and I mean, this guy defends a little bit better, but
Yields the fort, but paying 5 to try to hold down the fort doesn't seem like something you want to do.
no, not really.
If you need the Auramancer number 5 to 8, then look for Griffin Dreamfinder.
Yep.
Amazing. Hold at Bay. It's an instant for 1 and a white. Prevent the next 7 damage would be dealt to target creature or player this turn.
Why is it 7 damage?
Apparently, 7 damage is important.
It's healing salve on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and worse, I think,
Yeah, and there are better options for this
for this
in
effect.
the format already.
Yeah.
So, and now we come to one of the more interesting cards. Loyal Pegasus, 1 white mana for 2/1 flyer that can't attack or block alone.
Yeah.
So
White
we're-
weenie.
Yeah, this is White Weenie. This is almost like they're making our what's the red goblin?
Mod
that does this?
conscripts or
Yeah.
Goblin Cohort.
Jackal,
Yes.
Jackal Familiar is Jackal Familiar is the comparable.
Yeah,
Thing.
so we had
Yeah.
a white jackal familiar.
Well, except that he wasn't flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
this is a card that could be strong enough for
Mhm.
Classic Pauper.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
The problem is that he doesn't attack until turn 3 minimum, and by then you're just it's not really great, right? He doesn't have any built-in resiliency. He's also going to weaken you to Electricity, and he's also going to weaken you to Serrated Arrows in Classic. I don't think this guy sees play in
If
Classic.
if you're playing White Weenie Classic, just play the bird instead that you're
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for a soldier
I
to
think you're
knight.
playing all of them. But this guy doesn't activate War Falcon as well, so that's an anti-synergy.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yep.
well, as far as White Weenie is concerned, and Standard Pauper, yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah, it might
This
be good
is
enough for
just
Standard
a try.
Pauper.
Easily.
I think this will see play in a lot of Standard Pauper decks.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep. Next card.
And it's the best card so far, by far.
Yes, it is.
Then we have Mortal's Ardor. What does that mean?
Man, I don't have a dictionary, Dan.
This is
What
why
do
we
you think I have, like,
Love-
internet?
This is why we have Chris, the English major.
Ardor, it's like enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm
Okay, so-
or
so-
passion.
So it's a guy that can die and is enthusiastic.
Yes, he's enthusiastic about dying.
Alright, and this costs 1 mana for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains lifelink until end of turn. Didn't we just see this card in another
This
in
is,
the
pretty
Return to Ravnica block?
Yeah. Didn't get used to that either.
yeah, this is strictly a limited card, if that.
Isn't
It's
it
the
good
freak
enough to be
someone
a heroic
passes to.
enabler in Standard Pauper?
Yeah, it can be a heroic enabler.
Yeah, it is a heroic enabler. Yeah, I suppose.
Maybe you shouldn't be looking for heroic enablers in Standard
No,
Pauper.
you shouldn't.
I don't know. Heroic is an actual thing there in Standard Pauper, right?
Yeah,
You can't.
I
you
don't
can't-
think it is. There is
Not
no
really.
heroic deck, really.
it could be.
I think you could make one.
I
Possibly.
asked the question to Brandon, actually, and said that there's still too few cards.
Okay.
But it's possible that it could be done in the next set.
All right.
So, moving on. Nyxbone Shieldmate, 1 mana for 1/2. That's better than Squire. It has Bestow. 1 white and 2 mana for enchanted creature gets +1/+2.
Strictly more expensive, holy strength.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Holy Strength
but-
becomes a dude.
Yeah.
Much.
If the other dude dies. I don't know. He's playable, right? He's gonna provide mild synergy, right? To not War Falcon. What's the other card? Like the heroic cards in general.
Yeah.
I guess just the heroic cards in general. And he's also a soldier, which isn't irrelevant,
Yeah.
right? Soldiers is one of the key types that enables your War Falcon
Yeah.
for one. Not that
Is
War
there a
Falcon
point
is
to being
playable
a
right now.
soldier in Standard Pauper?
No,
Not
but,
really at the moment.
but
Yeah.
he is human, which works well with Cavalry Pegasus. So you know, like the synergies are there, right? He's a fine card on his own. I don't know that he sees play. He might just not be good enough compared to
Yeah.
other cards, but like he's fine.
Yeah.
That
Next
person
card
who's really going into that green-white hexproof aura strategy. Just throw him in there as an extra one, because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next card is Oresco's Sun Guide that we talked about last time.
Yeah.
It's a bear, 2 mana, 1 white and 1 colorless for 2/2. But it has Inspired. Whenever Oresco's Sun Guide becomes untapped, you gain 2 life.
Yay.
So attack with that son of a bitch every time you get a chance, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Just tackle them.
So instead of a hate bear, it's a care bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh,
Pretty
the
much.
little Care Bear stare.
Pretty much.
Epiphany Storm, the red card.
Yeah.
It's a combo with this.
It's a card's combo with any inspired guys.
Yeah, pretty nice. And Springleaf Drum is not a common this time, so we can't use that.
Yeah, stupid standard Pauper.
Is there another way to enable the Sun Guide except attacking or Epiphany storming?
I'm sure there is. Well, there's Aqueous Form. Right, which lets your guy be unblockable, so you can tap him like that.
Yeah.
Then you also have Hidden Strings. Is another way to do it.
Sweet.
I don't know what else. There's other stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Auto including White Weenie, says Avery, and a combo enabler.
Well,
There's such a thing as combo in Thunderbolt.
If you look at like this set from the standpoint of drafting it in limited, you have a lot of these enchantments that are tapped to do something.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few more.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few more things like this that when they untap, they do something. So I think that enables when it comes to limited, it enables the those little enchantments that we don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Play some bad cards to make a semi-decent mechanic into
yeah, pretty much.
roughly almost playable.
Yeah, pretty much.
The last
like
white
worse.
card is a reprint from Scars of Meridian. It's Revoke Existence.
I liked this card the first time.
Still like
And
it
it's
now.
a sorcery for 1 and a white. Remove target artifact or enchantment from the game.
That's sideboard material, actually.
It's sideboard material.
And
Here
given the
in-
amount of aura monsters in the format, it should see some sideboard play, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that does it for white.
So white as a whole, how do you feel?
Pretty bad, isn't it? There were a couple of decent weenies, but nothing revolutionary.
Yeah.
The best thing was a Pegasus that could be potentially used and a sideboard option.
Yeah.
Go white.
Well then, that brings us to blue.
Does it bring us any extra hope?
I don't know. I hope so. Blue's good, usually, but this set is bad. Anyway, this set is awful, man. It's just awful. Okay, so starting us off, we have Chorus of the Tides for 3 and a blue. We have a creature Siren, who's a 3/2 flying. It's not too bad, right?
That's playable
It's-
in Standard Pauper, if there's
Yeah.
a deck to support it.
Yeah.
It's got Heroic, and whenever you cast a spell that targets it, scry 1. The effect isn't really that strong, in my opinion.
No.
No.
Like, I'm not
Nice
gonna...
bonus on a decent body.
Yeah, that's what you're really going for here. Is like, is the bonus good enough? Well, I mean, so you're not playing it for the bonus. You're not really gonna build around enabling your dude to get heroic. But yeah, Scry's fine.
Wasn't there a 3/4 from the last set that was like just better for the same cost? Was it a Chimera or something like that?
No, it wasn't. It was one more. It cost one more mana.
Oh, okay.
Three blue for a Prescient Chimera.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I'm probably playing the Prescient Chimera over this. So yeah, not playable. Okay. Next is Crypsis. Yep, which is an instant for 1 and a blue. It's a kind of interesting effect for blue to get. Target creature you
It's a
control
strange
gains.
card.
Yeah, target creature you control gains protection from creatures your opponents control until end of turn. Untap it.
Huh.
That's, blue doesn't usually get damage prevention like that, right?
This might be their way of saying unblockable.
Well, unblockable, sure, but I think
Does
you're more
more than
using
just
it.
that too.
You're using it on like something that can block
Yeah.
their thing and not die, I guess. So it sort of becomes like a pseudo Doomblade type of effect.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
weird.
Yeah, it is.
I'll quote Avery here. Blue removal, blue needed something like this very badly. The fact that it can be used offensively to push through lethal damage is a nice bonus.
Well, it's just such a strange card to see in blue. It's kind of like Coral Net in Classic Pauper, right? Like this Doomblade effect. It's like blue doesn't get that usually. So
Yeah.
this is very interesting. of a card. It might just be too expensive to really make use of, though, because usually with these combat type tricks, you want them to be cheaper than you want to be like just a single mana.
Yeah.
But giving you the ability to stay in blue and not have to splash on color is.
I guess ideally you're going to be playing this not at instant speed, but at sorcery speed before you attack.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess it really doesn't even really need to be an instant, but it could. I mean, in a situation,
it still works defensively though. As an
it works defensively. Yeah, it works defensively as an instant. But I mean, mainly if you're gonna be offensive with this, you're not playing at instant speed. So
yeah, I guess my big. Well, I mean, no, Triton Tactics is uncommon, isn't it? Never mind.
I'm pretty impressed by the design of this card.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Yeah,
we're gonna put this on the watch list.
Probably something Wizards decided to shoot around the office. Say, let's try this and see what happens.
Okay. Next up, we have a card that I hate, and that's Deepwater Hypnotist. It's a 1 and a blue for a 2/1 Merfolk wizard with this ability Inspired. Whenever Deepwater Hypnotist comes on tap, target creature and opponent controls either -3/-0 until end of turn. Does anybody actually use these types of effects?
No.
No.
No, this is last pick and limited. Stop printing this type of effect. It's awful. Stop.
Yeah.
Like Wizards, Jesus Christ!
This
stop
time
printing
it's
this
tagged
effect.
onto 2-power creature at least for 2 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it only triggers if you get a free attacking with them.
Yeah.
So if you attack with them, chances are, okay, I'll throw my 1/1 in front of it, take it.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's
Stop
so
printing this effect, Wizards.
bad.
Oh my god.
Nobody cares about it.
I hate this
like
effect.
divination.
Yeah. If you haven't got your divinations yet, you can get it again.
Yeah. Divination, we're gonna draw 2 cards.
It's already
Yay.
in the format. That's
It's already in the format. Let's reprint it. Whatever.
It's their new card that they can just throw into blue every time they can't think of anything else.
It ain't no naturalized yet, but it's getting there.
It is getting there. Divination's sweet and limited, though. So.
Was
I
it
can't
in
play too
Theros?
much.
No,
No, it wasn't.
So
It is now.
It will do something for block then.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still gonna play the same block deck. Won a million packs off of that block deck, so.
God.
Alright, so next we have another like Inspired Enabler, and I actually kinda like this one. It's a blue mana for an enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchant creature has 1 blue tap. Target player puts top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So the reason I like this is because of the Inspired Enabler for one. Or Inspiration Enabler. Inspired? Yeah, Inspired Enabler. And Mill. Sweet.
So what Inspire cards do you want to use in your middle deck?
The Deepwater Hypnotist. No, not really.
It can do something.
But it doesn't do anything in the middle deck because it doesn't really defend you. Because
No,
it only gets -3/-0 on your turn.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe this is like a blue-white type control deck. You use it with, like the Oresco Sun Guide, or I know there's some other inspired creatures here. You're like, oh, Sphinx's Disciple is another one that you can, you can untap the Sphinx's Disciple and draw a card. Yeah,
It seems like a great way to getting 2 for 1.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're probably right, but I'd be like the Inspired Enabler of this kind of card, because it actually does something that's sort of relevant. You can build a mill deck around it, and are they going to target your Hover Barrier or not Hover Barrier? What is the card? Murmuring Phantasm with this, just to get rid of this enchantment. I don't know. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's probably not really playable. This is just the Johnny and me trying to build a mill deck, but whatever. It's pretty nice. Next we have Floodtide Serpents. 4 and a blue for a 4/4 Serpent, and you can't attack unless you return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand.
Wow.
What do you guys think of this?
Reality Acid!
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I initially thought right away with the card. It's super slow to get that engine going.
Yeah. And besides, every blue color needs a sea serpent in it from every block.
Yeah, naturally.
Actually.
This is a really good Sea Serpent compared to the other.
Compared to your standard serpent.
Yes.
You can also use it with the cycling enchantments from Theros, like the Fate Foretold and Chosen by Heliod. The enchantments that draw you a card whenever they enter the battlefield. So you can use that in combo with the Floodtide Serpent. Just make yourself a repeated draw engine, which is where I'm looking to use this.
Heroic guys, Akron Skyguard and Wingsteed Raider.
Yep. To redo those, or hey, you want to bestow something else on something different. So yeah, you play this guy, you slap like a Nimbus Naiad or something on it, bestow a Nimbus Naiad on it, and just have repeatable card draw.
Isn't 4/4 a huge body in standard Pauper?
It's a pretty solid body usually, but it's not nothing compared to the Ness and Asp.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but if
nothing
you're not playing against green, there are few creatures of this size, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
That thing will own the board.
Yeah.
There you go. So I like this card a lot. It's pretty nice for standard Pauper, that's for sure. A little bit too slow for classic Pauper, but pretty nice for standard Pauper.
Yeah, it's
next
like a
up-
builder on me card.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have like my pick for like best card is Nullify.
I'm on the same wavelength as you. I agree.
Yep. So Nullify is blue for counter target creature or aura spell.
Sweet.
Correction. Bone target spell in hexproof auras deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
For all those who are out there who said never again to auras, here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get it in blue, which is pretty sweet.
So Avery looked at the last 4 events on Galling, on PDC Magic, and 20 out of 27 decks played auras, and all of them played creatures. So this is quite a good card.
This should really just have a picture with the word hexproof with the middle finger above it. That's all it is.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but
No hexproof.
yeah, it's a really good card, right? It's always, everything in Pauper right now is based around creatures.
Yeah.
The one like sort of exception is gonna be Bourne, but I'm talking about classic Pauper here too.
Yeah.
But even Bourne runs creatures with Keldon Marauders, Killing Fiends, stuff like that. So you're pretty much always gonna have a target for this.
Yeah.
Unless it's Razor Whip.
Yeah, and Razor Whip. Yeah,
For standard.
okay. I'll run my annuls then. We're good. But yeah, it's cool though because Deprive. When I'm playing Delver, one of my sideboard options is against Hexproof. I'll bring in Deprives, right? Because I want to be able to counter the Ancestral Mask or the high mana enchantments that I can't spell stutter. So, and then this will serve double duty for me against Hexproof because it'll be able to counter those auras, or it will be able to counter their creatures.
Yeah.
And then I can also still bring it in the same places where I bring in Deprives, which I'm usually bringing in Deprives against the Muldrifter matchups.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a really good card. It's going to see play in Classic for sure. I know that because I'm going to play it.
Do you think it will replace Deprive?
I don't know if it entirely replaces Deprive, because, we already have Essence Scatter and Psychic Barrier that could be ran in place of Deprive, but I think
Psychic Barrier sees some play, right, in Classic?
yeah, it sees a little bit occasionally. You might see it 1 or 2 of on a list occasionally, but I think this has just enough utility for me that I'm going to run it in place of the Deprive that I have on my board, and I might even just run 2, because this is also going to be very good against Mono Black Control too, because it can counter the. I guess it cannot counter Oubliette, can it? No, it can't.
No.
Okay,
That's
well,
not an aura.
yeah. Oubliette's just a dumb spell. Alright. But yeah, I think I'm still going to run this over Deprive that's in my board.
It's like another take on Annul, but without artifacts and adding creatures. It's kind of cool.
It looks pretty good.
Yep. So, good card. Next up, Nyxborn Triton. 2 and a blue for a 2/3, but it has Bestow for 4 and a blue.
Yeah.
So, Hexproof deck, make your guy really big.
Possibly.
Something to fill in for your drops when you don't draw Ethereal Armor.
Yeah, it's still kind of slow.
Avery think it will see play because of Bestow, because +2/+3 is a very nice bonus.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's just a really big bonus there. And then we have like my view for the worst cards in blue, maybe. Retraction Helix, instant for a blue mana. Until end of turn, target creature gains tap. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
What up, Banishing Knack? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that does.
It's like
It's the same thing. It was printed back in
it's
Eventide.
like a cute little. It's like a cute little at end of turn ability.
We don't happen to have Golem Foundry and Rusted Golem,
No,
do we?
we don't. We don't have those, so it's bad.
Damn.
Okay, so my problem with this is that it's not a tempo card at all, because your creatures, I mean, it can sort of act like an unsummon, but you want to be attacking with those creatures, right? If you're going to unsummon their creature and play the tempo game, you really want to be able to attack with the creatures, and having to tap your creature to make that ability happen is a tempo disadvantage,
Yeah.
and it's just not really good enough. So basically, I'm either going to be playing Disperse here or Unsummon, but I guess we don't have Unsummon right now, so maybe Disperse is our only real choice for tempo.
Yeah. I think if they really wanted to make this card more playable, they would have put draw a card at the bottom of the card.
That'd be too good.
That would have been really good.
I'd play that card if it...
With the
Heck
Wicked
yeah, man.
format, you could make an argument for this over on someone, but I think I'll take on someone any day. Or even
Yeah.
Disperse.
Yeah, I think I'm just playing Disperse over this. Next, I already talked about this a little bit, but we have Sphinx's Disciple for 3 blue. You get a 2/2 flyer, which is pretty awful cost, but it has the Inspired ability. Whenever Sphinx's Disciple comes untapped, draw a card.
That's pretty strong for standard Pauper.
So basically, like a one-sided Howling Mine for you with a body.
Yeah.
That ain't
So
bad at
it's
all.
like, no, it's not bad at all. You get an extra card every turn, right? After the first, assuming they don't kill it. And that's actually kind of a boon in its own, is that they sort of have to kill it. Because if you get to untap with it, well, every time you untap with it, you're drawing lots of cards. So, there you go.
Looks like a finisher in a control deck.
Yeah. It's like a mini Muldrifter.
Yeah.
It's a very slow Muldrifter.
It's a very, very slow Muldrifter, but it is comparable to a Muldrifter. Next we have Stratus Walk, which is my...
I like
I love this card. Enchant creature, whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchant creature has flying and can only block creatures with flying. So, like, sort of like a heroic enabler for one, and then it sort of makes your guys a Vaporkin, which is really interesting.
It looks like a really strong heroic enabler with as it replaces itself.
Yeah. Cycle. I don't think White got a cycle like this, a card like this, did they? Where the enchantment enters the battlefield and you draw a card. I don't think White got that this turn.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Once again, blue beating out white because blue always gets the best cards. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I don't know if it actually sees any play, but it is nice to have an expert in like an Aurus type deck, and just a generally nice cycling card to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy with it.
But would
And the
you
final
play
blue
it
card.
without heroic?
Yeah, like it's fine. Just give your dude flying.
It's a lot
Like-
of mana for that.
I want to have I want to have the heroic guys in my deck so I can take advantage of this if possible. But I'll still play it on a guy even if I don't have a heroic guy out.
Yeah.
But maybe the deck lists are too tight and this doesn't make the cut. I don't know. The final card we have is Sudden Storm, which is not a fun card. 3 and a blue for tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps, and scry 1. So we have Frost Breath for 1 more mana, and you get to scry. I don't know. Is tempo really a thing in Standard Pauper?
Yes.
Yeah, there is a control deck. There is a blue-red control deck.
There
So if
are
tempo's a really strong
decks.
deck, this is a fine card, because you do get to set up your next draw step. So that's pretty nice. And that's why I think this card is way better than Frost Breath, but still like not really that great, because Frost Breath isn't really that great. Even in the most optimal situations, it's not really that great.
Yeah.
It has to be a very specific situation for this to be good.
Yep. So you have to set up your deck as a massive tempo deck and hope that it comes at the right time.
Probably a sideboard card against other flyers if you are doing mono blue flyers.
Sure. That's it for blue.
What do you think of the set as a whole, or the blue as a whole?
I think the set as a whole is awful.
Yeah, but as
I think
blue.
Blue is fine. Blue is okay. It's got some interesting build around me cards, and it's got like the only card that I think will actually see real play in Classic Pauper, which is Nullify.
Yep.
So I think blue definitely it's way better off than white for sure.
Yeah.
Except the stupid -3, -0 card.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like the Hypnotist?
No, I don't.
I don't blame you. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that effect. Nobody likes that effect.
No, it doesn't matter what form you put it in. Nobody likes that effect.
No, it doesn't matter, right? Sensory. Okay, so in M14, sensory deprivation is actually like a decent card, just because of the way that M14 pans out. But nobody. I'll pass sensory deprivation for days. You know, like unless there is literally nothing else in my colors, then I'm probably not going to take the sensory deprivation because I hate the card. I hate the effect that much. It's annoying. Like, I want to know. So, people, if you listen to this, leave a comment or post a comment or email us or tweet us or something. Tell me if you like this effect. I will bet that I will get 0 tweets, 0 comments and feedback that they like this effect. Nobody likes this effect. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's just lame.
All right.
On to Mr. Plummer with black.
Alright. So up first we have Asphyxiate, which is a black colorless for a sorcery that says destroy target untapped creature.
That's sorcery.
And I don't like this very much, both because it's sorcery speed. In Classic Pauper, you have access to a multitude of other effects. You know, just for instance, Doomblade, things of that nature. And
Why was murder too good? It's like, this is so much worse than murder.
Yeah, you know, it's designed around the set as opposed to designed around being some sort of functional replacement.
Yeah.
As such, I don't think it's very good.
It's like a reverse assassinate.
Makes it way slower.
Yeah, except way slower. Because, I mean,
Sure, assassinate's an instant.
Assassinate is a sorcery, too. It's a one black, 2 others that is destroy target tap creature. It's like a reverse assassinate, but for 2 black mana. So that just makes it worse. That, like, even assassinate would be better than this.
Yep. Say pass.
But isn't the removal in Theros pretty bad compared to the removal in Return to Ravnica?
Yeah, the removal in Theros is absolutely dreadful.
So this we might have to play this come November in Standard Pauper.
For sure, you're gonna have to. I mean, yeah, you're probably gonna have to play this in Standard Pauper because the removal in Theros is practically non-existent.
Yeah,
that's the way. That's why I can get away with like the monsters deck that I play in Block Constructed is because the removal is just non-existent.
Yeah.
So yeah, just having more removal is nice. And this is actually unconditional removal, right? This isn't damage. This is just I'm gonna kill your big thing.
But
so this is good against Nessian Asp. And
in the same respect, though, as someone can be playing any one of these tap to do something abilities to really nullify it.
And you really have to get the Nessian Asp before it attacks.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, given what you're saying about it not having a lot of experience with Theros Block as a whole, it makes me wish it was an instant, because it would be nice to be able to have that so when your opponent plays their big guy, taps themselves out for it or whatever, then you can just play this and instantly destroy it.
Yeah.
But giving it a chance to survive until your next turn just seems really subpar in this case.
The scenario I pick out right away is Sphinx Disciple and the Evanescence Intellect, okay? So I am sitting here with this Sphinx Disciple and Evanescence the Intellect on the Sphinx. They go to target my Asphyxiate. In response, I pay 1 blue and 1 colorless and tap it, and now that Asphyxiate does absolutely nothing. Because I just tapped it as an answer.
Yeah, that makes it.
Yeah.
It's pretty conditional as removal.
But I mean, if you have a way of tapping it, your creature, to avoid asphyxiate killing it, you can do it. It doesn't matter. That's just... You can avoid it.
There are very few ways of doing that at instant speed, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you could do it. And that's the reason why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Just that condition
just
makes
give
it bad.
Just to give you an idea of what the removal is in Theros block constructed, you have Lash of the Whip was 4 and a black for -4/-4 to a creature. And then you have Sip of Hemlock, which is 4 black for destroy target creature that creature's controller loses 2 life. And then you have Hero's Downfall, which is a rare. And Hero's Downfall is the instant speed murder.
So it pretty much means that all removal in Standard Pauper comes from the core set.
Yeah, core set or RTR block. So,
yeah,
like this is actually a decent removal spell. I mean, it is sorcery speed, but it's cheap compared to a lot of things that you're going to be hitting. It's certainly cheaper than Sip of Hemlock and Lash of the Whip. So, there you go.
Woohoo. In the land of crap, the less crappy is king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Claim of Erebos. Black and a colorless enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has black and a colorless tap. Target player loses 2 life.
Sweet. Inspired Enabler?
Yeah, Inspired Enabler.
Yeah.
And Heroic Enabler.
Yeah.
Again, playing black-blue, it works with that Sphinx.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff that well, of the 2 that I've read so far, but more so what I've heard from you guys, a lot of this stuff is very conditional.
Yeah.
Like, more so than what I'm used to seeing.
For sure.
So, alright. Eye Gouge. Single black instant. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. If it's a Cyclops, destroy it. Is Cyclops
Finally,
deck a thing
they
in
stopped
Standard
eye
Pauper?
candy.
Because
Yeah.
you really hate Nivik Cyclops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true too. Yeah, I guess if Nivik Cyclops is popping up and that deck's the thing, then this is
Oh, yeah.
sideboard material for sure.
It must
But-
be a mistake to sideboard a card
but
against
the-
4 your opponent's cards.
My one question, though, is this Eye Gouge really affect the Eye Candy deck that much, being that they're going to run a massive amount of Apostle's Blessings and...
I was thinking Standard Pauper.
Yeah, but I'm not in general. Because, I mean, obviously...
Mysium Skin.
Yeah, it's a 1-mana Vindicate, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll do the same thing. If I'm playing red decks against Cyclops decks, I sideboard in 4 Pyroblasts with the sole intent that those Pyroblasts are only going to hit Cyclopses.
Okay.
You know, I mean, they have extra utility against like Delvers or Preordains or
Yeah.
whatever, but you know, those 4 Pyroblasts that I bring in are solely for the Cyclops.
Yeah.
So I don't know that if I'm playing black, then I'm going to dedicate 4 Eye Gouges to my sideboard to deal with Cyclops.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have still. It's an option too if you really hate Cyclops like I do.
Yeah.
Does the Standard Pauper Eye Candy decks play something with 1 toughness?
I don't know. Let's check it out.
I think the Fiend is a 1/2. And the Cyclops is more than that, too.
No, they have. Looking at the the MPDC deck list here by Dr. Demento, I got second place. It plays Archaeomancers and Frostburn Weirds as other creatures. So no.
So, no.
So no.
Double
But
Eye
it does serve
Gouge
some
on your Archaeomancer.
But it does have extra utility against White Weenie decks, like against Azorius Arresters or Daring Skyjacks or whatever. So it does have extra utility.
Or the new Pegasus that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the 1/1 for 1 and a white that we got.
Oh, the Crow and Skyguard?
Yeah.
Solid
You
options.
could see play.
Yeah.
So
Sad day if you are bringing this in over any other removal in Standard Pauper. If you don't
Right, but I mean-
Didn't we just have a discussion of how bad the removal is anyways?
Yeah.
in November, maybe, depending on Yui.
yeah, I mean, but the point is really that it serves as utility, right? So you get to target like a really dangerous creature, but you also have this utility against decks that are particularly weak, that have a whole bunch of 1 toughness guys. So you do have, like, it serves multiple purposes in a sideboard. And when your sideboard space is really tight, that's when this kind of card is really great to have.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Up next is Fellhide Brawler, which is a black and a colorless 2/2 Minotaur. Can't block unless you control another Minotaur. Well, right off the bat, if you're thinking classic Pauper, there's no room for this guy in existing decks, simply because your 2 is so crowded with stuff that needs to do
Other stuff.
something much more important than what this guy's bringing to the table.
Yeah.
How can you even make a bear with a disadvantage in 2014?
Yeah, no,
Bears
this guy was
strong. Too strong. 2-mana 2/2s. Ain't having it.
going all the way back to Mercadian Masks, folks. This guy was built for the Minotaur tribal theme in Theros block,
Yeah.
and he is like the first 2-mana Minotaur like ever. So
That is true.
most Minotaurs are at least 3 mana, usually moving up the ranks to 4 or 5 mana.
It would have been better if it cost red black instead of 1 black. Because of the rage guy that reduces the cost of Minotaurs by red and black.
Yeah,
He would have been free to play with that guy in play.
Yeah.
he's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Boo.
Forsaken Drifters. Black and 3 colorless for a Zambi. When Forsaken Zambies. When Forsaken Drifters dies, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard. How's Dredge doing?
Nope, still not a deck. Moving
No,
on.
still not a deck.
Because much like other Chris wants to make something with mill, I see this and I keep thinking, ooh, Dredge, and it's just a road to disappointment.
Is there any reason you would want to mill yourself in standard Pauper?
In Standard Pauper, I don't believe so.
No.
Like,
No.
I've been out of the loop for this block, so I'm not entirely sure.
Having anything in your grave is susceptible to get hit by Crypt Incursion, so the general
Yeah.
is no.
Demir Mill likes this deck. Likes this card because
Demir Mill thanks you for playing this
Yeah,
card.
Demir Mill thanks. He's like, thank you very much. I'm glad you're playing that.
Thank you for your poor choice. Let me educate you.
Those are 4 cards
All
that
right.
I used. Alright, Grizzly Transformation. Black and 2 colorless for an enchantment.
God damn it. Sorry.
Turn off your damn phone. So unprofessional.
Sorry.
Yeah, stop being freaking unprofessional, you Dorkosaurus Rex.
Did you just say Dorkosaurus?
I like it.
Rex.
With a straight face?
King
Rex.
of the Dorkosaurs.
Yeah.
Anyway, Grizzly Transformation, black and 2 colorless, enchantment aura, enchant creature. When Grizzly Transformation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature has Intimidate, so that second ability, whatever. So do I want to pay black and 2 colorless to draw a card? I don't think I do.
No.
No.
So
The one benefit.
Next.
Yeah. Yep.
No, there's no benefit to this.
No.
Looking on the bright
if you
side.
get
Sorry.
something stuck in your teeth, you can use it to try and get it out.
You need an emergency coaster, or do what I do when people are taking too long with their turns, start building a card castle. Apparently that's offensive, though, so I wouldn't suggest
Cracking
that.
a pack on the toilet and you realize that the toilet paper roll is empty.
Do
Alright,
you really want to use sharpened cardboard to wipe your anus?
Moving on.
when you put it like
Who's
that, yes.
Who's cracking a pack while they're taking a dump?
Yeah,
That's what I want to
Someone
know.
who's really excited about magic.
Yeah.
Oh god, I want to know what I got. I got to poop. Multitasking. Crack. Oh, it was garbage.
Look, you can't tell me during the height of Jace the Mind Sculptor days if you cracked a foil what you probably wouldn't want to have been sitting on the toilet for when you shit yourself.
This is kind of cool.
Preemptively setting yourself up. In worst case scenario, I'm ready.
Marsh Mist Titan.
We should move. Yeah, good call, Nate. Marsh Mist Titan. Black and 6 colorless for a giant. He's a 4/5. Marsh Mist.
Marsh
Mushmouth Titan
Seashore.
costs X plus to cast, where X is your devotion to black. And devotion again, each black in the mana cost of permanents you control counts toward your devotion to black. So,
Mono Black Devotion's a thing.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is getting some attention. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to give him a
Turn
solid
4/4/5.
finisher. That might do some work right next to Merchant of Asphodel.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not bad.
No, this is definitely going to see play in standard Pauper for sure.
Yeah.
If it
I
had
thi-
more
I-
black
I
in its
foresee-
casting cost, it would be better.
Yeah. Actually, I foresee like a Jund style deck, kind of like we have right now with standard Mono Black Devotion. I think that now moves into standard Pauper a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Because this guy is just a roadblock to everything.
It's a solid
He's a
finish.
4/5. It's 4/5, so he's going to block everything, and
It's Black Destin's ass, more or less, without much
Yeah.
else.
yeah. But it costs less. It's probably going to cost less
Exactly.
when you cast it too. So
Okay.
yeah, this guy's sweet.
Yeah. So Necrobite.
Hey, reprints.
It's a
Run our
reprint.
games. Black and 2 colorless for an instant. Target creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. Regenerate it. Well, there is a lack of removal in standard.
Yeah.
I mean, to swing in, hope your opponent falls for it and blocks with an important guy, and then you play this. I guess situation.
No.
It's a
No.
very best case scenario, so no. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
best
you're
option
probably-
is you're
you're
playing
probably
to
gonna have
regenerate
to-
your creature, in which case you're still probably doing it wrong then.
Best case
So you
scenario, take it out to the rifle range.
or sit on the toilet with it.
I don't want anything named Necrobite coming near my ass. I don't care if it is. Okay. Nyxborn Eidolon. Black and a colorless for enchantment creature, spirit. 2/1. Bestow for 4 colorless and a black. If you cast this card for its bestow cost, it's an aura spell with an enchant creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature.
Is that all it does?
It's
Sweet. It's a 2/1. It gives +2/+1 if it's bestowed.
Is there an aggressive black deck?
Yeah, Mono Black Devotion.
So then, but then this looks quite good.
Yeah, like it's fine. It's okay, I guess. The problem is there's not like enough early black creatures, and this guy sort of serves the early black creature role.
Yeah.
And it has bonus later.
It's a Basilica's creature spot, pretty much, he's competing for.
Yeah, I think Basilica's creature is better though.
Pretty nice to put him on Basilica's creature, though.
Yeah,
Okay, I like...
the Skype chat is really distracting.
It is.
That's why I don't check it at all.
I'm just gonna say what I like about this card. I like that historically in black, I'm used to seeing low creatures that don't do a whole lot, or really expensive creatures that end up just being vanilla as well. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice that I have an option with something like this, where I can giving something +2/+1 isn't insubstantial later on in the game. You know, if you need it to just push through for that much more damage. And also having a 2/1 at 2, while it doesn't do anything special in Standard Pauper, I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. So the fact that it's giving me an option is kind of enticing. But, you know, again, not being really up on Standard Pauper with this block, if that's just a foolish way of thinking, I can
Yeah,
be told that.
it's a good observation.
So, anyway,
That's sweet.
okay. Servant of Timuret. Black and 2 colorless for another Zambi. 1/3. Inspired. Whenever Servant of Timuret becomes untapped, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. And for black and 2 colorless, you can regenerate it. No.
Card's sweet.
Really?
I think it's sweet.
Yes,
Really?
sweet. You
It,
can
the
attack with it every
combination of
turn.
regeneration and inspired is pretty good.
So basically, you get to hit for 2 and gain 1 life. Right?
That's true.
And pretty much you get to
Sort of.
block stuff and
Yeah.
gain life.
Yep. Every time you block, they lose a life, and you gain a life.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So
Or
it's
every
very
every
defensive.
turn. Like, yeah, but you can also attack with it every turn, right? And just force the life gain and life loss.
Yes.
So
Force
and then
damage.
you don't life for it. So yeah, card's sweet.
It's a sideboard card if nothing else.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
Congrats.
I was off. You guys shouldn't have.
Yeah, you were off.
You shouldn't
Way
have.
to go.
War Chanter of Mogus. Black, 3 colorless for a Minotaur Shaman 3/3. Inspired. Whenever War Chanter of Mogus becomes untapped, target creature you control gains Intimidate until end of turn. I don't think that's an ability to count on
No.
by any means.
No,
Not for
Especially
5.
with black being pretty damn popular.
Yeah.
no.
So
You just cut the Grey Merchants and put this guy instead.
I get the feeling that's a bad
No.
idea.
Yeah.
No. No.
Weight of
No.
the Underworld. Black and 3 colorless for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -3, -2.
No.
Trying to make a
No.
even worse dead weight? Or a
No.
bad dead weight?
No.
That's a pretty bad dead weight.
It's a bad dead weight.
No. No.
This
No.
card
no.
is so bad.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It's like,
It's such a cool card too. Look at the art. Look at the art of this card, and tell me this card is not cool.
I was about to look at it, and it just loaded up a sad face of it, because apparently the image doesn't exist. That's how bad it is. It's like Wizards apologizing. Yeah, we done messed up. We're sorry.
Oh, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, like the art is cool. Like it's based on the guy in the underworld that is pushing the rock up the hill.
Atlas?
Or no, it's based off of Atlas, right? Yeah, it's based off of Atlas. And,
Alex
like,
doesn't push up the rock.
so-
He's the one who holds up the sky.
No, I know. I corrected myself. Atlas is the one who's holding up. It's like a mix between Atlas and that guy who's pushing the rock up the hill. And it's just awful. You would expect that a card to do so much more. I'm gonna call the flavor judge on this and be like, you done messed up. Bad flavor judge.
Yes, it's really interesting.
Sounds like a-
epic card, and then
Bad Doritos mascot, the flavor judge. Alright, overall impression of black. There's some interesting removal, especially in a block so far that's kind of light on it. And Marsh Mist Titan could be good. Servant of Timuret has potential playability for sure. But those are my impressions. Anyone else have anything to add?
not much. Just black doing stuff. Like every other
They're
color.
really pushing black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black seems like it's as worse isn't the proper word, as less inspired as some of these seem versus some of the black cards that we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Or of them that are decent.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Which, I mean, I remember reviewing, I think it was Return to Ravnica, one of the sets in there where it's like, oh, black got nothing, and then the next set review, oh, black got nothing.
Yeah.
Or even before then. But I mean, Scars block, nobody got anything anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that there's some potential in here.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. On to the red. We got our first card here, Bolt of Keranos. 1 colorless, 2 red. Bolt of Keranos deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Scry 1.
Annihilating fire without the.
Yeah,
regenerate
that's
clause?
what I was. Yeah, it's basically annihilating fire with a different ability.
And sorcery.
And
Yeah.
sorcery. Yeah. So.
Let's reprint Lightning Bolt.
Yeah,
I hear
it's-
rumors that there is a burn deck in standard Pauper.
Yeah,
There is.
There is a burn. I mean, it's a burn card like every other burn card goes. It's just another tool in the burn deck.
Yep. But
I
probably
mean,
not
Yay.
anywhere else.
Yeah, but not anywhere else.
Yay.
You need that one more burn spell for 3 damage. 3 damage is well. Usually with burn spells, that like when you're looking at burn spells, one is usually one damage. Usually, it better have something else with it. Otherwise, this is a bad card. 2, it's mediocre. It's not good, but it's not bad. 3 is usually the kicker to make a burn spell better.
Yeah.
But
3 is generally it's termed whether it's playable or not. It's
yeah,
like, hey, you can actually kill something.
yeah,
Scrying is pretty good for burn decks as well.
yeah.
That is true.
Scrying
Gets rid of those land draws that they don't need.
Yeah. So, next card, Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass. 2 colorless and 2 blue. A vanilla 5/2 red creature.
Holy crap! A red creature with blue mana cost.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we got a
That's
4-drop
insane.
for 5/2.
Dice to eye gouge.
Yeah.
Cobble
that's-
Brute goes to Theros.
Dies to Doomblade.
Yeah.
Dies to
Except this one dies to eye gouge.
Doomblade.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying is now it's dice to eye gouge.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a vanilla creature. As far as when it comes to the vanilla test, it does pass the vanilla. It's a 5/2 for 4. But
Yeah,
that,
we already have Cobble Brute, and Cobble Brute doesn't see
yeah,
play,
but
so.
the toughness of 2 makes it really weak. Next card, Epiphany Storm, 1 red mana. Enchanted creature has 1 red mana, tap, discard a card, draw a card. Alright. I'm gonna put I don't like this ability with red.
Looter abilities, basically,
Yeah.
or reverse looter abilities.
Reverse
let's say.
looter abilities. This is another one of those abilities that I would almost put in the category of Chris's -3 negative. Oh, this is just dumb. In most cases, I don't like it.
Okay. But to counter that, Faithless Looting is actually a good card,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but
Nobody's going to argue that at all. Faithless Looting is a very good card.
yeah,
And it's the type of card that red needs sometimes, right? It gives red a lot of reach and lets them... And it also makes red very good to draft whenever they have this kind of effect in their colors.
yeah. But I don't know. I guess I don't like it. I'll never play it.
I guess the main thing is because it's an enchant creature card, and if you're
Yeah.
playing creatures in red, you're generally playing them because you want them to bash face.
You don't want
If you're
them to-
wasting them to draw cards, is it really worth it?
I get that.
That's-
But sometimes red can be a controlling color too, so...
I
that's
suppose,
something
yeah,
that's really
when-
good.
It comes supplement colors to other
So
ones.
maybe this is a tool in the burn deck.
I want to put this on Servant of Timuret.
Yeah. There you go. See, like, red's a controlling
Yeah.
color.
So
sometimes.
maybe there could be some sort of Rakdos build now. I don't know. But
That's something control. It can
Yeah,
happen.
I don't like it.
Rummaging effects see way more play than -3, -0 effects.
I don't
That's
like it.
true, I guess.
I personally don't like it.
I like rummaging effects. It was the only reason I ever played red in 14 was because if I drafted like 3 Academy Raiders,
Yeah,
that was really fun.
it is what
You
it is.
always drew live
Yeah.
with those things.
It is what it is. Fall
No, it's not.
of the Hammer. 1 colorless, 1 red. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature.
It's half fight.
It's half fight, but your creature doesn't die.
The better half of fight.
Yeah, the better half of fight.
Sucker punch.
Yeah, so basically, one creature gets to sucker punch another creature.
And red creatures are known for their power.
Maybe
It's true.
if it's not a bad, I guess if you're looking at this from the standpoint of making an aggro deck, it's probably not bad because you're going to be playing lots of creatures anyway, and this is just a way of having removal. But I don't understand. I would much rather play something like Bolt of Karanos or something because it actually does
Don't
damage.
we still have Searing Spear, or is that gone?
We have Lightning Strike.
We have Lightning
Right,
Same
Strike
thing as
now.
Searing.
I think we had something that was like it, but
Yeah, I guess I'd rather play Lightning Strike over this, but I guess like if you're going 4 Lightning Strikes, this isn't a bad one of, as a kind of a 5th effect for dealing damage to creatures.
Would you play this
Yeah.
over Shock?
No, I still like shock better.
Yeah, we have shock too, so
Yeah,
I guess we're never
so,
playing this.
but I don't know.
Yep.
Fearsome Temper, 2 colorless, 1 red. Enchant creature has enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has pay 2 and 1 red. Target creature can't block this turn. Again, this is an aggro deck strategy because you get to make a bigger creature, and you can pretty much, if you have the mana to do so, you can pay 3 and make that player not be able to block with their Nesh and Asp or any other big creature you don't want blocking, and force them to block with smaller creatures.
Costs too much mana.
Costs too much mana to do, though.
Madcap skills is so much better.
Yeah.
If the dude's already sitting back trying to block with a Ness and Asp, he isn't going to win. If someone's got Ness and Asp on the board, that thing is always going to be tapped because it's always going to be attacking.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Impetuous Sun Chaser, 1 colorless, 1 red, human soldier. Flying haste. Impetuous Sun Chaser attacks each turn if able. So.
Cost too much mana?
Cost too much mana.
Pretty much. Too much, too little, moving on.
Yeah.
Isn't it a very nice target for power boosting effects in red?
Yeah.
Like Madcap skills?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
I'd still
Madcap skills creates its own evasion though, so
Yeah.
you don't really need an evasive creature to put it on.
I'd rather throw Madcap skills in the Cerberus from the last set than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kragma Butcher, 2 colorless, 1 red, Minotaur Warrior. Inspired, whenever Kragma Butcher becomes untapped, it gets +2/+1 till end of turn. So this guy you're going to swing with every turn. It's...
Yep, and he doesn't start getting the bonuses though until turn 5?
Yeah. But
And then he's not relevant anymore.
yeah, but you're still going to swing. You're
It's
going
kind
to...
of like a reverse Vishino First Blade from
Yeah,
Return to Ravnica or whatever. Where he gets it later as opposed to right away. But
regardless, this is just a big swinger. It's a body to swing with. That's about it.
But he has a lot of competition in that spot.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, like anything else.
Yeah.
And had the 3-drop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
around
there's
too many
3
3-drops from what I remember. But I guess it competes
it-
against like Splatter Thug and stuff like that. But
Competes against everything else that's actually good.
Nyxborn Rollicker, 1 red mana, enchant creature with bestow for 1 colorless and 1 red. So basically, we're paying 2 mana to give target creature +1/+1. It's
Giant strength is strictly better.
yeah, it's better. Yeah, no,
Why don't we have giant strength in the set? Why did we not reprint that?
I don't know.
because
that
the
would
flavor's
fit-
too strong.
Yeah, apparently.
Too flavorful can't
What
have
did-
it. I mean, Chroma's already too flavorful for Theros, so we had to go to Chromat. Or
Yeah.
Potion, my bad.
Like, I guess, I mean, I get that they want to push the bestow, but I think giant strength is just better from flavor-wise and from good card-wise than this is.
Yeah.
Plus, it adds 2 to your red devotion count. Come on, giant strength.
Yeah.
I think they need to take the set back and make this card giant strength.
Yeah.
That's my input on
Failing
this
grade, try again.
Yeah. Next card, Faragax Giant. 4 colors, 1 red. Creature Giant. Tribute 2. For those, tribute is, as this creature enters the battlefield, an opponent of your choice may place 2 +1/+1 counters on it. When Faragax Giant enters the battlefield, if tribute wasn't paid, Faragax Giant deals 5 damage to each opponent. I don't know how to really judge this card because
He's a 5/5 for 5.
he's a 5/5 for 5.
A 5/5 goes a pretty long way in standard.
Yeah,
Pauper.
5/5 goes pretty long way in the standard Pauper. And if you're playing the
Really?
burn,
A 5/5 for 5? Is it that good in standard Pauper?
Well,
the
Nessie and
ground.
Asp is a 4/5 for
5 that goes the
5.
distance.
I mean,
Yeah.
it has a lot of upside, right?
yeah, but
Yeah, it's got reach and monstrosity.
when I see this card, I think it's like in the burn deck. Maybe as a 2-of, it's not a bad finisher because if you're already burning your opponent down, you could ideally play pay for this, and if your opponent doesn't pay for the tribute, they're gonna get hit for 5. If they pay the tribute, they're gonna get hit for 5. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like it's like asking the old black red burn from before rotation for a while back, and where it's basically Brimstone Volley going, do you kill my one of the few creatures I have in this deck? You did? Okay, well then you're gonna get hit with an immediate morbid Brimstone Volley.
Yeah.
But the fact that you need to drop 5 on this guy is kind of dismissing, to be honest.
That's why if you would be used in a deck, I'd only make him like a 2 of, because like ideally you want to play this late game if you're playing the burn strategy.
The problem is though with like in standard for burn, you want to find the more consistent sources of reusable damage. That's the biggest thing in standard burn. So Razor Whip's always coming before this guy, and like I said, burn spells aren't the strongest thing right now in standard Pauper. I think the best one is Lightning Strikes.
I'm just looking for a viable use for it, and I think that's the viable use I'm seeing for it. So
if you're on the defensive, this card is horrible.
So
yes,
but yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Definitely.
Next card, Reckless Reveler. 1 colorless, 1 red. Pay 1 red. Sacrifice Reckless Reveler to destroy target artifact. Still not black. Destroying an artifact. So, Chip is still a problem. I don't know. I guess.
Torch Fiend, right?
Yeah, basically a Torch Fiend.
Yeah.
That's a Satyr instead.
Torch Fiend. It's a Torch Fiend. It's a Satyr. Yay. I like this card. This card's awesome.
So, Rise to the Challenge. +1 or 1 colorless, 1 red instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike till end of turn. Cute little combat trick.
It's been printed a million times.
It's been printed a lot.
There are a lot better combat tricks than this.
Yeah. Scouring Sands. 1 colorless, 1 red sorceress. Scouring Sands deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents controls. Scry 1. So we're gonna bypass. Basically, what we're doing is we're just bypassing the whole
overloading.
The overloading. We're just gonna give it overload cost and have it do the same thing and scry 1.
Do you trade in the instant speed, or do you take it at sorcery speed with scry 1?
Yeah. I guess I'd just much rather play the overload card.
I'd rather have the instant, to be honest. Yeah.
So,
but for some reason, you need 5 of them in your sideboard.
Yeah. So this can be a 5th one if you have 5 in the sideboard.
Or when Ravnica rotates.
Yeah.
That's true. That will be the one that replaces it once Ravnica rotates.
Yeah. So, but there it is. Red as a whole. I think it adds a little bit when it comes to the Bolt being an actual card, possibly. But as a whole, I'm not too impressed with Red.
Red got the short end of the stick here.
Yeah.
I think it got the 3 damage, sorcery bolt, but that's really nothing to be
impressed
super
about.
excited about.
No, not really.
Almost worse than white.
Almost.
I think it actually is worse than white.
That's really bad.
White's got a solid sideboard choice plus something that could be main deck. So yeah, it's definitely worse than white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
green?
Peter, you're here to redeem us with green.
Green's actually got some pretty things, kinda. Starting off with Aspect of the Hydra. For a single green, you got an instant target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is your devotion to green.
Wow.
That could be
Classic Pauper.
exactly. That could outshine Giant Growth pretty quick.
Yeah.
Especially with how many
it's actually
green
replaced.
creatures
It's
have
going to
double
replace
green in
Groundswell.
its cost. Yeah, like that thing
You think
is.
it will replace Groundswell?
I think so. Yeah. It doesn't take much to be better than Groundswell with this card.
You don't need to rely on sandbagging a land to play it either. Then
Yeah. You don't rely on sandbagging the land to play it. You don't have to. It's just pretty much. I think it's always going to be at least +3/+3, and Groundswell you can't always guarantee that it'll give you the +4/+4.
Yeah.
it rewards overextending, is what it does.
Yeah.
It's not very good in Infect, but it's a lot better in Stompy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's better in Stompy, and it's also going to be pretty dang good in Elves. I mean,
Yeah.
Elves has a better spell with Wirewood Pride, but
Ooh.
Is Wirewood Pride?
I mean,
this is better than Wirewood Pride, isn't it?
It
Every elf has at least 1 green in its casting cost.
comes down to how many elves have double green.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's even if every elf has only 1 green, then this is better. This is the same.
I don't know, but I mean, either way, the synergizes right. Like if you have a standard like Stompy start, right, you have Nettle Sentinel into Rancor, Skark, and Pitskull, then this thing's already a giant growth. Then if you have like a Young Wolf next, then you've got your Groundswell.
Yeah.
Nice.
And everything after that, you're just getting more and more devotion. And usually they can't deal with your creatures fast enough, so your devotion's probably always going to be.
It's a
free.
solid top deck late game, yeah. When your setup's like, and if you want to ensure the kill, there it is, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nod going. Yes, this card will get used.
Definitely going to use it in standard Pauper too.
I like this next card purely out of flavor.
Charging Badger. It's a 1/1 Badger with Trample, so it's a very, very fluffy, defiant elf. I'm going to use it. I don't care what anyone says.
It's a cheese.
Honey Badger don't give a shit.
It's a badger. Come on.
That's as much flavor as you need. Slap that anything, and I'll give it a try.
Yeah. He wears bestow creatures really well.
Yeah.
And
You probably never should put a 1/1 for 1 mana in your deck.
Who's gonna argue with the badger?
he wears bestow creatures
Like a
really
boss.
well.
And Hexproof would like to talk to you about Glade Cover Scout, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's
that
kinda-
is
he
a
has
lot
extra,
better than
so-
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Defiant Elf. It's not really actually playable as much as I want to make it playable. It's not.
It's fluffy Defiant Elf. I'll find a use for it somehow.
Well, he's got it.
It's better than Culling Mark.
Yeah.
That's true.
Way better than Culling
And so
Mark.
those who are wondering, Culling Mark is 2 colors and a green. Sorcery. Target creature blocks this turn if able. Because this is like the strictly worse set. We can't have lure.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
No, we're... Okay, this might be my least favorite mechanic. This might be worse than the -3, -0 mechanic.
It's worse than lure. It is worse than lure.
Yeah. Why? Was Lure just too powerful to print there?
Apparently.
Is that what happened?
Like, shit's too real. Gotta tone it down a bit.
Yeah.
If they said that every creature blocked, then maybe.
Yeah.
They felt if they brought lure back, it had to be uncommon.
Moving on
Lure's
to better
too strong.
monsters. Is that Karametra's favor? For a color green, you get an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature has when it comes to play, you draw a card, so it's already a cantrip at its finest. And then enchanted creature has tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, so build your own Birds of Paradise with cantrip.
Yeah.
Since a lot of the green strategies are how fast can I get Dust and Asp out, that's not a bad option, to be honest.
No.
Isn't it another way for Hexproof to find its missing mana as well?
That too.
It's
You
also
put out your goddamn badger, Peter.
Yeah, then the badger will actually be useful.
Terrified when you realize that badger has produced like 18 mana over the course of 1 game.
So is this forest I played turn 1.
It lets green combo with inspired abilities.
A badger, let's face it, Chris.
It lets green combo with inspired abilities. It's really easy.
That too. It's the
I gotta say, they missed out on like a huge internet meme here by not labeling this honey badger.
Yes.
They missed out on a huge internet meme that could have just like blown up, and this is one of those times where like their own like creative, I don't know, what is it, entrepreneurship or whatever. Their douchebaggery, their proactivity. I don't know the word I'm looking for here. Somebody help me out. Their snobbishness towards their own freaking, like, we create magic, so we're going to make sure that our stuff is unique. No, just call it the honey badger. That's what it is.
They could at least.
That's what you designed the card after.
If it was a honey badger, that would have to have like hexproof or something, because then it truly would not give a shit about anything your opponent did. But
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think
so
they missed an opportunity as much as they dodged a bullet like Nick Cage and knowing.
that's an analogy, by the way. Moving on.
Honey Badger's kind of played out at this point.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
No, it's not. I still believe in Honey Badger.
This next card is Mortal's Resolve. For a colorless and green, instant target creature gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible until end of turn. So it's like Ranger's Guile, except if one colorless more, you're indestructible.
Yeah.
Still doesn't stop edicts.
How about that Nick's Bourne Wolf?
Strictly worse than Ranger's Guile.
Yeah.
Nick's Born Wolf strictly worse than Nessian Courser. Moving on.
Pretty much.
This
We need to
was
explain.
No, actually this card's fine.
Really? Next one? What? I can kind of.
Yeah, it's like an Nessian Courser, right? But
You can throw it on
yeah, I
something.
guess the only real problem is it dies to first strike white weenie things, whereas the Nessian Courser doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those who don't know, Next Born Wolf is a 2 colors green, 3/1, and it lets us bestow for 4 colors and a green.
Yeah.
That's a huge bestow bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very big bestow bonus. The problem is like the first strike. Like once again, like I was saying, the first strike creatures from White Weenie. Do they even have them anymore?
Oh, they have some, as
What?
far as I remember from Return to Ravnica.
I don't know. Like, what do they have? Because the one they used to run rotated out. The core set guy, the 2 and a white that puts a token into play.
Oh, yeah.
He rotated out. So I'm looking at a White Weenie list right here, and all they really have this first strike right now is Ethereal Armor.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. Ten Knight's gone. That's a good point. They don't have
Yeah.
anything.
So they don't have anything as first strike. So maybe this guy is just better than Nessian Courser.
Huh.
Not that Nessian Courser is seeing a lot of play right now.
Yeah.
Could.
That will correct us if it's
Yes.
seen play. But, anyways. Ferris Band Tromper. That's a weird word.
Yeah.
For 3
Yes.
colors and a green, you get a 3/3, and inspired whenever a Ferris Band Tromper becomes untapped, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Wow, this card's awesome.
It's an inevitability. It's basically, it's like, can you answer it yet? Nope. Guess who's bigger?
Hit you for 3, hit you for 4, hit you for
Well,
5.
Especially,
down a mouth.
if a hill giant can ever attack in standard Pauper without dying.
Yeah, we have this card. It's called Aspect of Hydra that lets us attack now.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Hill Giants. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, Inevitability Engine, and not much is bigger than that on turn 4, really.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not much. So our next one is Satyr Wayfinder. Colors in green, you get a 1/1 Satyr. When Satyr Wayfinder enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into your hand, put the rest of them into your graveyard. I say nay.
He will miss a lot of the time, right?
He will.
Hey, Chris, there's your dredge card.
Yeah.
It's not even a dredge card.
No.
That's alright.
It goes right in the it doesn't go to the graveyard. It goes. Oh, it does go in
Okay,
the graveyard.
so-
My bad.
It goes in the graveyard.
Yeah, it does go in the graveyard.
Yeah, it goes in graveyard. So the way I look at this card is it's like Sylvan Ranger, without the elf, without the bonus being an elf type, of course, and this enables dredge. So I think this card's actually pretty good.
It's interesting.
Yeah, you can whiff, but how likely is it that you whiff?
Yeah.
Yeah, how likely is it? You have 1 land in 3, roughly. So you have to hit
Yeah,
2/3
pretty
chance
likely.
4 times.
yeah. And it's also worth noting too that you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a basic land. It can be any land.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's about 1/5 that you miss.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Then it's really bad when you
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah, if you miss, it's really, really bad. But otherwise, it actually enables graveyard shenanigans, which is pretty nice. And this card's interesting
Yeah.
to watch.
For our next card, we have Citizen Oathsworn. For 8 colors and 2 green, you get a 1/1 Satyr Warrior who has Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Citizen Oathsworn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Citizen Oathsworn.
Oh my god.
So he can get pretty big pretty freaking quick, but the thing is that you need to drop him down turn 3. If he was even a 2-drop, I would probably consider him, but as a 3-drop, he's competing with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You have to target him
Yeah,
twice to make him better than Nessian Courser. Though having 2
Yep.
green in the mana cost is maybe an advantage.
That's
Yeah.
back to the Hydra.
Yeah.
That's kind of aspect of Hydra.
Well, that's the big arm for that one. But, so,
This is hard to evaluate.
Yeah. You're right. This is pretty hard to evaluate. You're gonna need I would say probably 12 spells in here that target your creatures to make this guy worth running in your deck.
Yeah.
and you're probably looking at more towards like a classic Pauper stompy list if you want to run him in your standard Pauper list.
Yeah.
You want to have that ratio of pump spells to creatures if you're going to run.
Oh yeah, because I mean,
this would never make the cut there.
Yeah. No, this is not going to be played in classics.
No.
Yep. Next card, Citizen Starbreaker. For 3 colors and green, you get a 2/1 human warrior. When Citizen Starbreaker enters the battlefield, you may destroy target aura.
Because never again.
Because never again.
yeah.
Wow, he was expensive.
Yeah,
He's not... The white version from Return to Ravnica is just better, because it's a bear that sack to destroy it, so... And green probably...
Yeah, this guy leaves behind a body.
That's true. But...
It's a 2-for-1, right? And, never again, so...
Sideboard option number 13. Got it. Next card, Snake of the Golden Grove. For 4 colors and a green, you get a 4/4 snake with tribute 3. And whenever the Snake of the Golden Grove enters the battlefield, if the tribute wasn't paid, you gain 4 life. Because we still like Cerulean Gatekeeper.
The tribute will never be paid.
Yeah.
No. Nobody's ever going to think of the tribute. That being said, he's like a Thragtusk, right? He's like half of a Thragtusk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's really not bad. Is it?
No, it's not bad at all. Like we said, since green spends so much time ramping, it wouldn't be uncommon to see this guy out at least, like, turn 3-ish. Because turn 1 Arbor Elf or whatever, turn 2... What is it, the Satyr that taps for mana or whatever, or untapped land?
Yeah.
So yeah, it wouldn't be uncommon to see this guy out turn 3. And a turn 3, 4/4, that's getting you 4 life.
Yeah.
What's above a Satyr Centaur Healer, for the most part, so...
I want to flicker this guy.
It's yet
You don't have
another... it's yet another artwork wasted.
What are you talking about? I just got done arguing why this guy is actually, like, decent. And you're going to tell me that the artwork is wasted? The artwork is pretty friggin' sweet.
I wish there... Yeah, I don't know.
Look at the artwork on this thing. This is sweet. What's wrong with this card? What is wrong with half of a Thragtusk?
Well, it's around half of a Thragtusk. I think you're going to have a 7/7 every single time.
No, you're going to
You
get the
think-
4 life is what you're going to get, because no one's going to let you get a free
Yeah, you're
7/7.
always going to get the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's going to give you a 7/7.
I don't
Come on
know.
now.
I don't know. Depends on the situation when it's played.
No, Nate.
If you think that people are going to give you a 7/7, I would have some igloos I would like to sell you.
I don't know.
The only time you'll get the 7/7 is...
I'm
if
not
you
much
are
of a
to life and
green-
about to die.
Outside of
Yeah.
EDH, I'm not much of a green player, so...
Because you're a damn fool. Moving on. Sword Swine Centaur. For 2 green, you get a 3/2 Centaur Warrior. So, Garrick's Companion.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you want that mono green devotion, so here's your fodder for Aspect of the Hydra. Eat your heart
Pretty
out.
good.
Yes.
Isn't this kind of like that one elf they had that drops for 2 and is nothing but, like, really high power and toughness?
There's Elvish Warrior who's a 2/3 for 2 like that. Yes.
Yeah. It's like Elvish Warrior, but reverse power and toughness. Okay.
It's
More
Garrett's
aggressive.
companion
This is
without the
better.
But
trample.
this is better, yeah. So, that's cool.
I'm psyched for this card.
Me too.
Especially for standard Pauper. It's very sweet.
So, do we think there might be a mono green Stompy deck that actually might come out of standard Pauper? Because we tried it as a
Yes.
deck.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, because I mean, we tried on our build of the brew of the month, and it didn't work. But we might have something now, so I think
Well,
we
that's
might.
because at the time, the Nesmine Ass route was just the better route to go, because you can't compete with an 8/9.
Yeah, so maybe we need to bring back brew of the month in a bit and try this out.
Yeah.
I'm totally game for playing green
So,
in standard Pauper. And if for some reason you can convince me to play green red, that means I can use the Zerta Druid again. And God, everyone knows how much I love that card.
so
That's nice. That's very sweet. Yeah, green is awesome. Green
Green's
definitely got
amazing.
the,
It helps out both formats. It is pretty. And we got Honey Badger. So,
and we got the missed opportunity for the 100
Yeah.
Badger. But we also got the worst card in the set by
Yeah.
far, Culling Mark.
well, not everything can be perfect in green. You
yeah,
had to have one bad card. So, but I think green by far had like the most playable cards, or cards that will get used out of all the colors for this set.
Yeah.
So,
for
round of applause to green.
Go green!
sure. Yeah.
So what do we think
Yeah,
as a
green.
whole now of Bourne of the Gods with the commons? Even though green was
So
good.
awful.
Still awful.
Oh, it is a
So
card set,
awful.
hands down. If you're not playing green.
Yeah.
But it's a small set, so what can you expect?
Yeah, I mean, this is where we hit our small set. We'll hit our big set here in the next block. So.
Less.
I'm kind of upset, right? Because I've been playing so much Theros block constructed that, like, I'm looking at this list, these Bourne of the Gods spoilers in general, and it's just like they're just bad. Like, there's almost nothing that I see that really impacts Theros block
Yeah.
constructed.
Well,
And
Bromance, King of the Oreos.
yeah.
kind of where I'm sitting with Bourne. Like, what I'm getting out of the Theros block period was a set I was really excited about because I'm big into like history in general, and like Greek and Roman mythology is really, I find it really interesting. But as a whole, like, I actually had buyer's remorse from buying Theros, and when it comes to paper on this set, because I do play in paper as well as online, this is one of those sets where I am almost considering like buying singles out of and not purchasing one booster pack, period, like the entire block, because Theros didn't overly impress me as a whole, and Bourne of the Gods is starting to shape up the same way, where it's not just like, I don't want to waste money on booster packs and get a whole bunch of cards that I'm just gonna like throw in the box and forget about.
The shame bin.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm just overly, really disappointed in this block.
And you know what? I think this is the first set in a long while where we haven't gotten a single multicolor or artifact at common level.
Yeah, and that's we end with green. There's no common level artifacts, lands, or multicolored in this set or in this block. So.
Speaking of Theros, I'd like to point out that Mark Rosewater's podcast, Drive to Work, has really excelled. He did an 8-part there about designing Theros. It was super interesting. There he also said that at a very early stage they cut everything Roman from Theros. So Theros is only Greek. And they're saving the Roman stuff for later.
Okay. So...
What?
Oh,
bad.
Skype chat.
Why are you so mad? You mad, bro?
A little bit. Why? Like, what deserves that card to be uncommon?
Because
acceleration.
It could get crazy and limited, maybe.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, you're not getting it in
acceleration is already really good in limited,
Yeah.
especially in Theros. But like, if you want to draft a winning Theros deck for draft, just draft a whole bunch of Voyaging Satyrs. You almost can't lose if you draft Voyaging Satyrs with like Nessian Asp and stuff. You just can't lose. I don't think I've ever lost when I had a deck that had like 2 or 3 Voyaging Satyrs in it.
Yeah. But other than that's pretty much where we're at with the set. Does anyone have any shout-outs?
Okay, so if you guys have listened this long, I know Jay Siri asked me to. They're looking for a weekly writer for their website, Casting Commons. Contact JSiri84 on Moto if you're interested in that. He'll give you some details, and it is paid. He said that. So if you're interested in getting paid for writing about Pauper, contact JSiri.
Anyone else?
I'd like to shout out Brennan and Avery again. Thanks for the help with the set review. And that article is going live on the MTGO library tomorrow.
Okay. So, alright, Chris, how can they contact you?
I am on Twitter at cweaver8518. You can contact me on Moto at cweaver.
Okay. Peter, how can they contact you?
You can contact me either on the forums, with my username on the forums is Midnight03, and the same on MTGO.
Plummer, how can they contact you?
Oh boy. On Twitter, I'm at CMPlummer. You can contact me through the Pauper to the People email or through playingforcheats@gmail.com, my video game podcast.
That's a good podcast, by the way. I do listen to it.
Thank you.
So, steered me away from a lot of games that I thought of wanting to buy.
Everyone's all quiet, like, yeah, your new girlfriend is prettier than me.
I tried to listen because I love to hear your podcast, but I figured out that I'm not very interested in video games.
No,
That's okay.
I've steered clear from a lot of video games from listening to the show. It's like, I thought about buying that. You know what? I'm not going to waste my money now.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I got an iPad, I'm getting a lot of pressure from Maddie to do more iOS games, so I think that's kind of start picking up some more of those.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, yep.
Well, you got an iPad now too, along with your Xbox One.
Yeah.
You got an Xbox.
You are so rich. How are you getting paid? You're getting paid
He's a
more than us,
government
aren't you?
worker.
He is the boss for a reason. His pay grade's just
I'm a
above
government
ours.
worker too. I don't get enough. I don't get paid that much.
Okay, so I pre-ordered my Xbox in June and put like $100 away a month until it came out.
There you go.
So that negated that because that was 6 months worth of waiting. So it was paid off by the time I got it.
Yeah.
And my wife wanted an iPad for her birthday, and GameStop was doing a special where you buy one iDevice, you get the second one for half off. So I got
Nice.
her an iPad, and then I got myself an iPad Mini for $100.
That's cool.
See, Dan, that's iPad finance. This is gonna be a new topic on our show. How did Chris afford his iPad?
Yeah, I just got an
on a
iPad Air.
podcaster's
And
on a podcaster's budget.
I am far from rich. I've gotten better at delaying gratification than saving up for stuff.
Yeah. How can they contact you, Dan?
You can reach me on the forums where I'm Sissela. You can reach me on mtgolibrary.com or mtgostrat.com. I'm also on YouTube as Magic Gathering Strat.
Okay. You can contact me at Nathan Yunkin on Twitter. I actually do try to tweet more often now. And you can contact me on Pauper to the People forums, as well as the website or the email address, paupertopeople@gmail.com. I'm nyukon on MTGO. And so we're out there. Just contact us. But hoping this next episode doesn't make me sound like I have a low voice. That was really weird.
That got fixed.
That was funny.
That was weird. Sitting here listening to the show and be like, "What? Who the hell is main hosting this show? That's not me." So, but until next week, I'm Nate.
I'm Peter.
I'm Chris.
I'm Dan.
I'm the other Chris.
The other Chris, the boss. This is Pauper to the People.
Up to the people.